Hey guys, a video on the S&P 500. There is some downside pressure. Oil is pumping. So the pre-market of a lot of stocks is in red. Then we have earnings from Google, Apple, Meta, and Amazon tomorrow and Thursday. So that will impact how the S&P moves. Now what I did before I look at the micro is I adjusted these fibs taken from the low here to the high of yesterday, okay? And then I'm thinking of this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diagonal in wave 3. I don't know if that is even possible, but it's the S&P, and I think this is the best way to count this structure here. I'm ignoring all the rest. Of course, with this move, this fifth wave could be finished, meaning that this third wave is finished, meaning that this wave 4 has started. Or this is going to be a 1, 2 inside this fifth, and we still need a 3, 4, 5. Doesn't really matter. Locally, both scenarios want to see price action to the downside. We're getting that. We have a point of control of this range and the first fib at 7,200. Below that, we have the value area high and the point of control of this whole range, okay? Together with the 0.382 and then the 0.5, 0.618. Of course, for your wave 4, we don't want to hit the 618. That's your invalidation, okay? And generally, a higher degree wave 4 tends to find support in the lower degree wave 4. Now, with that being said, zooming in here locally to try and identify the structure here. For the bears, we want to see a 5-wave move to the downside, okay? Of course, a 5-wave move to the downside can also be an A wave, then a B, then a C, and then we still go up. But it also opens the door for this to be a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? So looking here then, the only way I can count this is as a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, okay? But your secondary wave 1 is larger than your first wave 1. That's already one thing that I don't like. Of course it can happen, but generally I lean more towards your first wave 1 being the most aggressive one, okay? Not the other way around. But okay, let's assume it's a 1, 2, 1, 2. Then this was your third wave. Now this is a wave 4. We didn't hit the 618, so that's still valid. If you take this low now, it will make this 5-wave move complete, okay? And then we want to see another 4, 5, okay? So if we take this low here, I'll have to take fibs from this potential 1, 2 setup to wherever we find the low, and then toggle on the 618 as your invalidation point. Now, how could we label this otherwise? Maybe like ABC and a wave W, X, and then now a wave Y. But it's like, this is a bit too long, I think. ABC, your wave Y will reach very deep fibs, which is like not allowed. Your wave Y should not go to the 1.618 or beyond. And if you take it like this, we're already at the 1.382 almost. So the next fib will be the 1.618, and this is only an A wave, so doesn't really work. Then one more thing, which is maybe my personal favorite scenario, I guess. A, B, and then C, with a very aggressive wave C comparing to this A wave, but it then makes sense to not label this as a 1, 2, 1, 2, but an AB and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? So if we now can take this low here locally, on the 15 minutes we will also make bullish divergence, I guess, okay? On the 1 hourly not. So that's the only thing I have for currently, for like locally, an excuse to move up, okay? Finishing this ABC with a 5-wave move here. If it's not an ABC, it has to be a 1, 2, 1, 2, in my opinion. And then, like I said earlier, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 could be complete once we take this low, then we have to look for a bounce, and this bounce will then give away the game. Will we make a 4, 5 complete, or will this be invalidated by hitting the 618? Of course, I need to again adjust the 618 depending on where we are and where we form the low. Now with that in mind, let's look at oil. Oil has been really going up here, making bearish divergences on the 15-minute, also on the 1 hourly, I think. No, not on the 1 hour, but on the 4 hour then. I think there was another one, yeah, here. But it's about to invalidate the divergence almost. If it doesn't go higher than this, it will make a bearish divergence. If it goes higher, yeah, it will invalidate the bearish divergence. So interesting to watch that. Besides that, why am I looking for this bearish divergence? It's because we are moving up on lower volume here on the oil chart, and then you can easily see here a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 highest volume in wave 3, then a 4, then a 5th wave on lower volume, and ideally with bearish divergence. Hopefully we can get it, but it's looking really strong. Then looking at the bigger picture here, we have an 86 hit here at the top. So one could label this as an ABC, and then this as a first 5-wave move to the upside in a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this has been going very good actually, which I don't like. I don't want to see oil go even up more. But okay, it is what it is. I'm just explaining what I'm seeing, and it keeps pumping up here. But again, look at the RSI on the 1 hour as well. Plus we have the 5-wave move complete. In my opinion, we will get some pressure to the downside here locally, together with that then the anticipated local attempt at least to bounce on the S&P. Okay, now locally here on oil, we have breached through all the point of controls. I'm gonna add a new one then here, this one at 104.11. This is the WTI crude oil chart. I'll leave these because if price moves down again, these will be relevant, because you can see it's still being respected. Like here we hovered around above and below it, so I'll keep them on the chart. And then to the upside, the next one is 104. Okay, don't think there's any news. I heard that Iran had a new proposal for talks with the US, and the US then sent their stuff to Iran, but I don't see the live blog anymore, so there is not really a major update, I think. Otherwise there would be a live blog. No. Maybe something here. Of course, yeah, I need to look at is there fat this week? I think there is. Oh shit, tomorrow, yes. Yeah, probably it will. Yeah, the predictions are that it will just not cut or not increase the interest rate, I mean. Then of course the press conference will be the most important one. So expect volatility today, tomorrow, the day after, with this and with earnings, okay? Yeah, not really. Yeah, this is the only update then we had then. The new proposal, US is looking into it. US will do their proposal, and then let's see if they will meet or not. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.